mentioned that you had a degree in hospitality. Did you had odd jobs in different sort of sectors and career paths? Would you mind just sharing a little bit more about that with the audience?
Yeah, so even taking it back a little bit further, I worked through high school and college, really teeny tiny ski hill, Neshoba Valley in Massachusetts. And I thought at the time, I was super passionate about skiing and ski racing. And, I wanted to go to UVM or, Colorado. And my parents were like, back it up. If you go to a school where you're just gonna ski and not go to class, right? So let's do something adjacent. So they kind of helped guide my path a little bit to hotel and hospitality management. So I ended up at Johnson and Wales, always thinking that I was going to do ski resort management or work at a larger ski resort, right? That was kind of the end goal that I had in mind. Did a co-op at Marriott, worked at Marriott for a little bit while I was also still working at Neshoba. And then I got that call and I was like, you know what, that sounds kind of interesting. And I didn't want to say no to something that just that 3-week project, the way that they were describing it, I was like, oh, well, this is a temporary thing, right? But it sounds interesting. And, I can make a little money on the side while also still working at the ski area. And I said yes to it. And I just honestly, Preston, I never looked back.
So I want to ask you because a career in skiing, that sounds pretty epic. I mean, some of my fondest memories, Kayt, of growing up in New England like you were just the family ski trips and crushing those powdered slopes. And that's really cool. But now, was there anything that you've learned in that industry, skiing resorts, that was easily transferable to help you find success in talent acquisition and the corporate life?
I'd say just the sport in general, right? Being competitive by nature, while also it was customer facing role, right? When I was ski instructing, right, I always wanted to have my clients end their lesson really happy. So that's still relevant today, right? I still want my stakeholders to leave their experience with me extremely happy, but I'm also still really competitive. And I think that's a theme that you could probably pull through to almost anybody in talent acquisition. I think there's some aspect of competitiveness, whether it's competing with yourself or amongst a larger group of people. I think that profile tends to have repeatable success in talent acquisition, in my experience.
I think that's super interesting because I can talk about myself. Ryan can attest to it too. Within recruitment and TA, to really find success, whether you're on the agency side or brand, you really got to have, I think, two of the pillars that you touched upon, Kayt. One is that work ethic, that speed, that competitive drive. And the second is that empathy, the caring, the heart. You actually care about the people, the stakeholders and the candidates and talent you're interacting with. And if you're able to kind of find a happy marriage between the two, I think that's going to make you, a force to be reckoned with. And here you are, Director of Global TA, right, at ZoomInfo.